What's going on, everybody? My name is Lucky Buns, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down all of the December events in Pokemon Go. Now, as always, if you guys do end up enjoying this video, if you could please smash that like button down below, it would help me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first of all, let's go over the Shadow Legendary for the month of December. It's gonna be Lugia again. There wasn't any announcement that we were going to get a different Shadow Legendary this month, especially considering that Lugia was released kind of like midway through November, so Shadow Lugia is still gonna be available. Now, if you guys are interested in the meta relevance of Shadow Lugia, I'm going to leave a link to a video in the top right-hand corner. Definitely recommend checking that out before you decide to spend your Super Rocket Radar, because you might want to save it. With that being said though, let's move on over to the Breakthrough Box of the month, which is actually really exciting. So we're going to have Dino available in the Breakthrough Box this month, with its shiny form available, of course. Now, Dino, when it evolves into Hydreigon, it's actually a really good dark type attacker for raids/gyms. With that being said though, it's not actually as desirable for PvP, but its second stage form, Zoelis, is actually going to be meta in the Great League. The biggest problem with this though is that you're not going to be able to get a good PvP spread from the Research Breakthrough Box because the minimum IV is going to be 10-10-10. So ideally, if you end up getting a good IV spread on your Dino, it's going to be for raids. With that being said though, you still have a chance of getting a shiny Dino, so that's pretty exciting as well. Now, following that, we are going to have the weekly 1 Pokecoin bundle continue for the month of December. Basically, you just get a free remote pass every single week, and these boxes are available every single Monday. This is pretty much a free remote raid pass, so there's really no reason not to claim it. Now, following that, let's go ahead and talk about the raids of the month, which are honestly super good. Okay, so the raids of this month, we're going to have two main rotations. The first rotation is going to be from December 1st to December 16th from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. your local time, and we are going to have Reshiram and Zekrom back in raids with their shiny forms available. I am so excited about this. If we exclude Shadow Pokemon and Mega Pokemon, Reshiram is actually the #1 fire type attacker in the game, which is insane. So yeah, do not miss your opportunity to get one of these, or a few of these, or even a lot of these for that matter. And the same can be said with Zekrom. It is one of the top electric type attackers in the game, so again, the fact that you have a chance to get it in a shiny form, and one with good IVs for the raid/gym meta, and potentially even PvP if you get close to a hundo. Dude, if you're not raiding during December 1st to December 16th, I do not know what you're doing. Now, following this rotation of amazing legendary Pokemon, we are going to have Kurem from December 16th to December 31st. Now, Kurem in this form isn't actually that meta-relevant. Actually, it's not meta-relevant at all. But in the future, when it eventually gets its black and white forms, they are going to get exclusive movesets, most likely their signature movesets, and that could be meta-relevant for Kurem. So what I would do is I would just use your free passes during this month, get some candy on it, but I would not invest any Stardust into powering up this current version of Kurem. It is without a doubt not worth it. With that being said though, this form of Kurem is going to have a shiny form available, so if that is something that you're going after, then by all means, more power to you. So those are going to be the legendary rotations for the month of December. Now let's talk about the Mega Pokemon, which are also equally as good. So the first rotation is going to be Mega Steelix from December 1st to December 23rd. Now normally the rotations for the Megas and the legendary raids kind of go side by side in terms of the dates, but for whatever reason, Steelix is going to be a little bit longer, so yeah, I guess that just is what it is. Anyways though, Mega Steelix has a ridiculous defensive stat, making it one of the best Pokemon to actually drop in gyms if you could drop Mega Pokemon in gyms. Unfortunately, you can't do that, so yeah, kind of just raid at your own risk because this Pokemon is going to be super tanky. Now with that being said though, even though Mega Steelix is going to be a TDO beast, it really doesn't have the output to be a good raid attacker, even in its Mega form. Ideally, you would probably want to run Iron Tail and Heavy Slam, which isn't the best moveset. Like if it had Bullet Punch, that might be a different story, but you know, Steelix is just generally a slow Pokemon. So really when it comes down to Mega Steelix, I feel like the main benefit is just going to be the bonus candy that you would get for having it Mega Evolved. So for those of you who don't know, you actually get +1 candy on the typing of the Pokemon when it is Mega Evolved. So in this case, it's going to be a Steel type and Ground type Pokemon. So for every Ground type Pokemon you catch or Steel type Pokemon you catch, you would get 1 extra candy, which is actually pretty nice. Like for example, we just had the Beldum Spotlight Hour recently. If we had Mega Steelix available during that time, that would have been a great time to use it. Outside of that though, there isn't really anything to write home about in regards to Mega Steelix. Like it looks really cool, but it just doesn't have that much functionality. Now following that, the next rotation is going to be Mega Obamasto, which I highly recommend raiding for. This Pokemon is super good, and it actually has dual functionality for the Ultra League as well as for the raid/gym meta. So if you get the hundo, you're going to have a really good Pokemon for the Ultra League Open, as well as a really solid Pokemon for the Raid/Gym meta in terms of Ice-type attackers. So Mega Abomasnow is a really solid Pokemon. Like, it's not the top of the meta, like Shadow Mamoswine is definitely going to outclass it, but this is a really solid Pokemon to have, and not to mention you get the +1 candy for every Grass-type Pokemon you catch, plus Ice-type Pokemon you catch. That is definitely a good benefit right there too. But in the case of Abomasnow, the hundo actually performs really well, despite not having the ideal PvP IVs. So when it comes down to Mega Abomasnow, I would definitely recommend trying to raid this and get the 200 Mega Energy as soon as possible. It's just such a good Pokemon, I really don't see why you wouldn't go for this. And then finally, just to end things off, Raid Hour is going to continue every single Wednesday this month from 6 to 7 p.m. your local time. For those of you who are a little bit newer, the way that this works is that it's going to be during the respective rotation of the Pokemon that are currently available. So at the beginning of the month, we're going to have Reshiram and Zekrom available for Raid Hour, and then at the end of the month, we're going to have Kurem. So the raids for this month are definitely looking really solid. Like, I'm so excited for Reshiram and Zekrom to come back, and then Mega Abomasnow and Raid's going to be amazing as well. Okay, but with that being said, let's move on over to the events of the month, which we do have a few to go over, but not all of the details have been released yet. Now, in regards to Swinub Incense Day, this is going to go alongside the Season of Heritage, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit here. So let's go over this event right now because we do have the information available. So first of all, for Swinub Incense Day, you're going to get a 1 Pokecoin bundle to get 2 incense in the shop. Do not miss this, it's literally such a good opportunity to just get 2 free incense, even if you don't want to use them that day. On top of that, Swinub is going to evolve into Mamoswine, which is one of the best Ice-type attackers in the game with Powder Snow and Avalanche. It is going to get the exclusive moveset Ancient Power during this day, but honestly guys, it is not relevant. Even when it comes down to PvP, ideally the moveset that you're going to want to use in the Master League is going to be Powder Snow, Avalanche, and Bulldoze, not Ancient Power. So yeah, Ancient Power is kind of whatever. It was a Calm Day moveset a while ago, but it really doesn't have any relevance in the meta. Now we are also going to have 2 main types of spawns during this day, Ice-type Pokemon and Ground-type Pokemon. I'm going to go through which Pokemon are going to be meta relevant in regards to these, so let's start off with the Ice types. So we have Seal, which is going to be good for PvP when it evolves into Dugong. You do need to give it an Elite Fast TM and an Elite Charge TM, so this is kind of a pretty expensive investment, but if you end up getting a good IV spread, just kind of hold on to it. Additionally, you're also going to have Sneasel, which evolves into Weavile. That's going to be great for raids as an Ice-type attacker. Snover we just talked about earlier, so that's going to be really solid for raids as well as PvP in the Ultra League. And then finally, you're going to have Galarian Darumaka, which is going to be one of the best Ice-type attackers in the game, outclassing even Mamoswine. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Ground-type Pokemon. So first up, we have Onix, which evolves into Steelix. We just talked about its Mega Form recently. This Pokemon unfortunately does not have very much relevance in the Raid/Gym meta like we recently talked about, but it does actually have some play in PvP, so if you get a good IV spread, definitely hold on to it. Following that, we have Rhyhorn, which is going to be really good for raids with Rock Wrecker, or even the double Ground-type moveset would be fine. I believe it's Mud Slap and Earthquake. And then for the double Rock-type moveset, it would be Smackdown plus Rock Wrecker, which is a Calm Day exclusive moveset. But here's the thing, we have December Calm Day coming up. So if you end up getting a good IV spread on your Rhyhorn, you can evolve it during December Calm Day, which is going to take place on December 18th and December 19th, to get the exclusive move Rock Wrecker, which is absolutely going to be a high recommendation. Ideally, you're going to want the hundo if possible, so 15, 15, 15, but really anything 90% plus would be really solid. Following that, we're going to have Phanpy, which is going to be a new addition to PvP in regards to meta relevance. Like, I don't know if it's going to be super good. Some people said it wasn't that good, but either way, you're going to have the new moveset on Donphan with Body Slam. So this could be pretty good if you get a good IV spread, definitely look out for it. Following that, we also have Barboach, which is going to evolve into Wishcash, another really solid Pokemon for the Great League in terms of PvP, so make sure you pay attention for a good IV spread. And in case you guys don't know what good IV spreads are for PvP, I'm going to leave a link in the description below that should hopefully help you out. And then finally, the last Pokemon is going to be Larvitar, which will evolve into Tyranitar, and this Pokemon is going to be fantastic for the Raid/Gym meta. Unfortunately, Tyranitar isn't the best Dark-type attacker anymore, but it's still a really bulky Pokemon, so if you don't already have a team of 6 of Dark-type Pokemon, definitely recommend trying to add this to your lineup. Now following that, from December 7th to December 12th, we are going to have the Dragonspiral Descent event, which we don't have the details for, but that sounds really awesome. It sounds like it's going to be another Dragon-type event, which we have a lot of Dragon-type Pokemon in the raid meta, so yeah, this should be exciting. Looking forward to covering the details on this event. Following that, we are going to have the holiday event return from December 16th to December 31st. We're going to have part 1 and part 2. Once again, I'll have to cover that in a separate video. And then finally, the last event that I'm going to talk about here is going to be December Calm Day, which is going to take place on December 18th and December 19th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. your local time. I'm going to make a separate video going over some of this stuff because there is so much to cover that I really just feel like I can't do it in this video. It's going to take too long. So I'm still working on that video. I still have to kind of map out how I'm going to break everything down down, but definitely look out for it because it is going to be one that you really want to pay attention to. Now with the events out of the way for December, let's go and talk about the Season of Heritage, which just recently got announced today in Pokemon Go. So this is going to be another season-long research over the course of 3 months. We're going to have it take place from December 1st, 2021 to March 1st, 2022. And we're going to get some seasonal bonuses every single month in regards to this. There's literally so much to talk about right now, so I'm going to try to break it down as simple as possible. So the monthly bonus for December is going to be 2 times Stardust on your first catch of the day, and this is going to be a free unlock. It's kind of weird because they put the other 2 behind a paywall, so you actually have to buy the Johto Tour ticket, which is going to take place during February 26th and February 27th, so kind of a while away, and we don't really have too much information in regards to it, other than the fact that it's probably going to work very similar to the Kanto Tour. So the monthly bonus for January is going to be 2 times experience on your first catch of the day, and the monthly bonus for February is going to be extra large candy from hatching eggs, and then 2 times experience as well from hatching eggs. So really the bonuses aren't that incentivizing in terms of like buying the ticket early, but I'm sure you're going to get other bonuses if you do decide to buy the ticket early. And the event is probably going to be really good. Like the Kanto Tour event was pretty solid outside of, typical Niantic issues, but I think the event itself was pretty good. With that being said though, I feel like it's way too early to decide if you actually want to buy this ticket, so just hold off for now if you can. Now following that, we're also going to get exclusive hats that are going to be rewarded for completing certain goals throughout the month. So for December, we're going to have the goal of 120,000 Stardust, which is pretty easy to get if you do go Battle League, and the reward is going to be a Dino hat. Now following that for January, we're going to have a goal of getting 240,000 experience, which again is super easy, especially if you use friendship bonuses, and the reward is going to be a Gumi hat. So that one's actually going to be pretty cool. I would probably want to get one of those myself. Again, getting the XP is not going to be difficult. And then finally for February, the goal is going to be to catch 600 Pokemon. This might be difficult for some people if you live in a rural area, but honestly, with all the events that we're probably going to have, I don't see that being too difficult either. And the reward is going to be a Noibat hat. And then progressively, as you're working your way up towards these goals, you're going to get a lot of different rewards along the way. Now during the Season of Heritage, we're also going to have a lot of different Pokemon spawning in the wild, specifically in different aspects of the world. So if you live in the city, you're going to have these following Pokemon: Porygon, Snubbull, Glameow, Bronzor, Lillipup, Trubbish, and Solosis. If you live in the forest, or if you're visiting the forest, you're going to see Caterpie, Tailo, Croagunk, Joltik, Ferroseed, Carablast, and Shelmet. Now if you're in the mountains for whatever reason, you're going to see Clefairy, Aerodactyl, Teddiursa, Meditite, Numel, Hippopotas, I think is how you say it, and then the last one is going to be Muna. Now if you're visiting the beach, or if you're near any bodies of water, you're going to see Psyduck, Lapras, Wingull, Barboach, Finneon, Feebas, and Bidoof. I don't really know why Bidoof is there, but yeah, I guess God needs to go for a swim every once in a while too, right? Now following that, we are going to have exclusive Pokemon in the northern and southern hemispheres. So for the northern hemisphere, we're going to have Delibird, Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, Cottonee, Vanillite, and Deerling. And then for the southern hemisphere, you're going to have Tangela, Trico, Torchic, Mudkip, Carvanha, Combee, and Deerling again. Now we're also going to have different Pokemon available in the egg pools as well, but I'm sure this is probably going to change if we have certain events. Either way though, I'm going to go over this right now. So for the 2-kilometer eggs, we're going to have Poliwag, Bellsprout, Swinub, Meditite, Barboach, Swablu, and Bunnelby. Now for the 5-kilometer eggs, we're going to have Onix, Azurill, Happiny, Munchlax, Snover, Froakie, and Hippopotas. Now for the 10-kilometer eggs, we are going to have Audino, Mienfoo, Darumaka, Rufflet, Esper, Noibat, and Gumi. So actually a pretty good selection of Pokemon right there. Now specifically from Adventure Sync rewards, you're going to have the following Pokemon. So from 5-kilometer eggs, you're going to have Shieldon, Cranidos, Frillish, Claunchler, and Skrelp, along with Dedenne. And then for the 10-kilometer eggs, you're going to have Dratini, Bagon, Beldum, Riolu, Dino, and Noibat. Now unfortunately, there was no update to 7-kilometer eggs, which I'm a bit disappointed about because I really wish they would just bring back the baby Pokemon. Recently, during the Sinnoh Celebration event, we had such a good egg pool, and I really do miss it. Now finally, let's go over the last details, which are going to be the seasonal bonuses, and oh my goodness, I am so excited to go over this right now. So first of all, let's go over the Incense bonuses. I believe things are actually going to stay the same in regards to this. You're going to have increased effectiveness while you're stationary, so if you're just staying in one spot. And then if you're moving around, you're also going to have increased effectiveness, so I'm not really sure how often you're going to get spawns if you're moving around. They didn't specify, so I don't really know what to tell you guys, but either way, if you're out and about, definitely dropping an Incense would be more effective. And then following that, we're also going to get increased damage from Pokemon that are participating in raids remotely. So I believe these 3 bonuses were a continuation from the previous season, but I could be wrong about that. Now following that though, I believe this is actually a new one. I could be wrong about this. I think we did have guaranteed gifts from Pokestops before, but maybe we didn't. Either way, we're gonna have guaranteed gifts from Pokestops for the upcoming season, so that's pretty good. You're also going to get an extra candy when you trade a Pokemon with somebody, and you're going to get guaranteed extra large candy when you also trade a Pokemon. That is the big one right there, guys. Guaranteed extra large candy from trading a Pokemon does not even have to be a distance trade. It can literally just be like, you caught it in the same place, boom, extra large candy just like that. So Niantic has finally given us a reasonable way to grind extra large candy in the game, and I still have all of my Sableye from Spotlight Hour, so yeah. Your boy's getting an extra large Sableye here pretty soon, as long as he can find a good IV spread, which that might take a little bit longer, but the fact that I'm going to be able to get 296 extra large candy on Sableye now, I am super excited about that. Now, of course, we're not done with the video yet. We still have to go over these Spotlight Hours, which are also looking pretty nice. So in regards to the Spotlight Hours, these are going to be every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. your local time, and every single one of these Pokemon I'm going to talk about does have their shiny form available, so that is definitely a good opportunity for some of you. The first Spotlight Hour is going to be on December 7th, and that is going to be Electabuzz Spotlight Hour, and the bonus is going to be 2 times transfer candy. Now following that, on December 14th, we are going to have Magmar, and the bonus is going to be 2 times experience on evolutions. After that, on December 21st, we're going to have Snover, with the bonus being 2 times experience on catching Pokemon. And then finally, on December 28th, we are going to have Cubchoo as a featured Pokemon, which is kind of meh, but the bonus is going to be 2 times catch candy, which is also kind of meh. I mean, not really that great. Alright, so the main 3 Spotlight Hours that I would focus on are the first 3 that I just talked about. So Electabuzz and Magmar do have meta relevance in both raids and PvP, and if you get a good IV spread for each of these Pokemon, you can evolve it during December Com Day to get their exclusive movesets. So definitely a good consideration right there. Now following that, we also talked about Snover and Abomasnow earlier on in the video, so this is going to be a great opportunity to get a Hundo potentially, or anything 90% IV plus, for the Raid/Gym meta, as well as for the Ultra League. Now with that being said, we just covered a ton of different things during this month, and I'm sure you're probably wondering, well, what should I really focus on? So I'm going to go over a few tips and tricks right now for you guys to focus on during the month of December. Alright, so first of all, the Shadow Legendary, in my opinion, definitely a pass. Do not get Shadow Lugia. It really isn't that meta relevant. In regards to the breakthrough box, Dino is going to be one that you do not want to miss. Definitely try to get that every single week if you can. Do not miss a day on your stamps. You might even get a shiny potentially, and if you end up getting a good IV spread for the Raid/Gym meta, it's going to be a solid dark type attacker with Bite and Dark Pulse. Following that, make sure you get your weekly 1 Pokecoin raid bundle. That's literally a free remote raid pass. There's no reason not to get it. In regards to the raids, Reshiram and Zekrom, literally my top recommendation. Like, out of anything, this is going to be the best time to use your raid passes. Really, you can't go wrong, especially considering that you could get one in their shiny form. In regards to the Mega Pokemon, Mega Abomasnow is going to be my recommendation. Definitely do recommend focusing on that. You also have Swinub Day coming up on the 5th. This one will be a good one to participate in, so definitely try and stock up on some Incense ahead of time. You also have that 1 Pokecoin bundle with 2 Incense, so yeah, a lot of good Pokemon to focus on during that day. Outside of that, we don't really have too much more information in regards to the events. When it comes down to the Season of Heritage though, the guaranteed extra large candy on trading Pokemon, literally the greatest thing ever right now. Like, this is the best. Now in regards to the Spotlight Hour bonuses, Electabuzz is going to be one of the ones I do recommend focusing on for 2 times transfer candy. We've had tons of these events recently, so honestly I wouldn't, be surprised if you don't have that many Pokemon to transfer, because it's literally so soon after the last one. The other one that I would honestly recommend focusing on would probably be Magmar for the 2 times experience on evolutions. That one could be good for some of you who are going for level 50 or even level 40. And the other 2 bonuses are honestly whatever in my opinion. Really when it comes down to the Pokemon, Electabuzz, Magmar, and Snover are going to be my top recommendations. I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to go over in regard to the December updates, but in case you guys want some more tips and tricks, check out these videos right here. But before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all real soon in the next one.